And also our thanks and gratitudes to the management and the staff of Better Future Production for always giving us the opportunity to come here and talk about health. Well, today also is another great day, another intellectual platform where we have student leaders. Let me not reveal their name, but it is the Gambia Student Nurses Association. We have the president here and their secretary. This is a body that is responsible for the welfare and the rights of its subordinates, that is the nursing students, being it in the RN school, in the School of Nursing in Banjul, in University of the Gambia, Iowa, Mansa Konko, CHN, and also Bansang, SCN. So I will let them introduce themselves, and from there we will actually go ahead with the program. And today we will be talking about the revitalization of the association. And also, before we go further on the outline, I would first like to allow them to introduce themselves, and we can start, starting from my far left.
Thank you very much, Aliu. My name is Tijan Sise, the president of the Gambia Student Nurses Association. Glad to be here on your side.
That was Tijan Sise, the president of the Gambia Student Nurses Association. And also to my far right.
Thank you very much. I am Lamin Banja, the Secretary General of the association. And thank you very much for having us.
You're very welcome. Well, today, as I mentioned, is the revitalization of the Gambia Student Nurses Association, because over the years, we believe that it is a strong body that is actually responsible for the rights and the welfare of their students, and they were doing very well. And this is a quarter wherein they even built the relationship between different cadres on a grassroots level. And Alhamdulillah, it was going fine, but when COVID hit us, sometime last year, the executives there were not able to fully implement some of the activities. So it went to a stage wherein people actually, their subordinates actually lost interest, other people actually forget about the association. But they are here back, taking up the mantle and standing firm to make sure that it goes into progress. And my first question will go to the president, Mr. Sise.
Yeah.
Mr. Sise, can you tell us what the Gambia Student Nursing Association means to the new students or other people out there who are viewing and have no clue about the Gambia Student Nursing Association?
All right, thank you very much for your question, Aliu. The Gambia Student Nurses Association, also known as GAMSNA, is a body responsible for the welfare and rights, like you said, of all the nursing students in the Gambia. Currently, we have 4 active schools that are under the association. That is the SRN school, the School of Registered Nurses. Under the Gambia College, we have the Nursing Students Association under the University of the Gambia. We have the CHN and the SEN school, School of Enrolled Nurses, and this Community Health Nursing School. So we are also working on bringing in the nursing, these NA schools, the Foundation School, Anti-Margaret Foundation School, and also we see how best we bring back Iowa, because Iowa was once a member of GAMSNA, but along the line, we parted ways, but we want to bring them back. This new executive, we're working on an all-inclusive GAMSNA, a GAMSNA that would make sure that all the nursing schools in the Gambia are back on board, and we have them all as their parent body, so that we can work with them in the spirit of unionism.
Yeah, that was very nice. In the spirit of unionism, as it said. That was very nice, as you mentioned that right now we have 4 active associations, as you mentioned, the School of Registered Nurses in Banjul, University of the Gambia, the CHN School in Mansa Konko, and also the SEN. Now, moving forward, now my question will be to the secretary, that is Mr. Lamin Banja. Can you tell us briefly or in detail what are the functions, what are the general functions of these associations with interest to the subordinates, that is the schools involved?
Well, okay, thank you very much once again, Ali. Like he mentioned, the association is actually, as the name implies, Gambia Student Nurses Association. So it is expected to be an all-inclusive GAMSNA for every single nursing student that is in this country. But then, we have some few hitches along the line. That is, not all the schools are included as of now, but we have 4 active schools. So basically, the association, has a lot of functions when it comes to molding and preparing students to serve as a better nurse in the future. So one of the greatest functions is to stand for the welfare of every single nursing student in the country. You understand? As a student nurse, we all know as a student we go through a lot of process. Along the line, you have a lot of issues before you complete your educational career. So once you are a member, or once you got enrollment into any nursing institution, you are an automatic member of the association. So you will benefit to all the activities that the association will have to take. Part of it is, we actually, Gamsna was an institution that actually stood to fight for the conversion that is currently happening at the School of Nursing Banjul. Like initially, what happened is from the SEN school or from the CHN school, you apply to be a fresh registered nursing student at the SRM school and spend 3 years. But then now, with the intervention of Gamsna through the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and some other people, we've seen students coming from the SEN school and the CHN school to do the conversion program. And all these things came, because of Gamsna intervened through the Ministry of Health and so many other things. We also intervene in the parts of healthcare delivery to actually people that are less privileged. You understand? I hope along the line we'll get to that point, but then just to give you a hint, we actually do some health screenings that we actually involve all the nursing students to take part. So basically that is something that is also some of our responsibilities that most probably we will get to that point as we go deep into the presentation. Because it's very big. It's a broad aspect of our action plan. So I am quite sure we will get to discuss more about it.
Exactly.
So thank you very much.
That was nice. As you mentioned, it was a brief architectural layout of the interventions and the functions that the Gambia Student Nursing Association actually involved in. And coming back to Mr. Cisse, over the years we have learned that Gamsna went to the extent of not being functional. And you as new executive coming, you found it very hard, your tenure, because what happened is it made students already enroll in the school that do not know about the association. Can you tell us what were your major challenges, and of course, if necessary, the minor challenges that you undergo to revitalize the association?
Yes. Thank you very much for that. Yes, we found the association almost dead, and we deemed it necessary that we as an executive coming should be ready to revitalize, to resuscitate the dying Gamsna. And thank God the executives that I have, they are very proactive, starting with the VP, the Secretary General here, Banja, and all the other executives. My regards to them all. They've been working tirelessly, seeing that we take Gamsna back to where it belongs, because we've been missing out on a lot of things, and the students, most of them, you'll be very sad that you would go to a particular institution, ask the students, especially these new students in these institutions, what is Gamsna. They would not be able to tell you what Gamsna is all about,
exactly.
which is very sad. So we are on that process. We started when we came. We started by re-establishing the existing partnerships that Gamsna had with other institutions, writing back to them to tell them that we are back and we want to continue what we have built with them, and also meeting the key partners, that is the students, because we are working for them. We are their servants. So we deemed it necessary to embark on a tour when we came. We went to the CHN school in Mansa Congo, and also to the SEN school in Bansang. We told them that we're here for you, to restore the hope and the confidence that Gamsna is here to serve you. And in this case, after a long while, we're here to listen to you. Tell us your problems, and we would work towards them. So that is the progress that we have made. Seeing that they bring us the problems that they have, that they are facing, we note it down and see how best we help them. We go back to the partners, like I was telling you, the existing partners that we have, to tell them that these are the problems that the student nurses of the Gambia are facing, and this is how we want to help make sure that we solve those problems and to find a way forward. So this is currently what we are.
So during your journey, as you mentioned, in Mansakonko and also this ASEAN school, how do you find the spirit of the level of confidence of the nurses coming back? Is there hope that still now we can resuscitate this association in that midst?
Absolutely. I would be honest with you. At first, when we went to each school, what we find there is that they welcomed us. But first, they appreciated our efforts in coming to meet them, because it never happened in the history of Gamsna. And we found them giving us a lot of problems. They were hitting us, that that the association was dormant. They were not hearing anything. Some of them were saying we are paying our dues, but we are not feeling that Gamsna is benefiting us in any way. Gamsna this, Gamsna that, so we listened to them. We told them that we're here to listen to their concerns, to their problems, and that is exactly what happened. We listened to them, and then we noted everything that they had for us, and from there they were able to cooperate with us. And I would say it here. In the spirit of unionism and feeling that they are not left behind, we want to decentralize most of our activities this time around to make them feel part of us. We outlined a lot of activities that are in the pipeline that we have for them as the SCHN and the ASEAN schools, because part of what we had from them is that they felt that they were left behind, that the Gamsna activities were only centered in the Greater Banjul area. And this is what we want to change. We told them that they're key partners. We need them so much in making Gamsna or taking Gamsna back to its glory days. We feel that the next summit, or we promised to them that the next summit that we'll be having would be in the ASEAN school. And for the CHN we would have activities there, activities like a health screening activity where the people of Mansakonko and surrounding would benefit through the CHN school, and the same also to the ASEAN school. So we are working on many seeing that we achieve these things.
That's nice. That's very nice, and I wish to congratulate you on the move that you made, because you people are already started implementing one of the major achievements.
Absolutely.
That is the decentralization. And coming back to the secretary, we've learned that over the years there are executives that has some lapses on one or two ways, you understand, in trying to bring out the association to life. Or they were there, but it was actually very active with the former executive before them. What do you think were the major factor, because you were part of the executives that were there last year? What do you think were the major factors that led to the circumstances?
That's a very good question. That, of course, the question has to be thrown to me, because I was lucky to be among the executives since 2018. Since when I was in the SCN school, and then so I know so many things with regards to that. One of the things, because before even 2018, Gamsna has a very, 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 very big issue when it comes to mobilizing students. I think because the association actually has been in existence since 1994. So it's a very, very old association, but it has been dying and coming. So the president that was there in 2017 to 2018 really tried. Then the president Alaji Fode Janko came in 2018. So I was lucky to be part of them as a co-opted member. And then we moved to 2018 to 2019. Then he handed over to Omar. Then at the early stages of Omar's tenure, then COVID hit. when I was acting as the assistant secretary general.
Yeah.
So, but the COVID was one of the things that
Major
actually
things.
affected the association.
Sure.
You understand? And sorry. So we also have some members actually, because we have to say the truth here. There are some members actually that came to because knowing the association and knowing its partners, the Ministry of Health and all that, and at the end of your tenure, some of the rewards that you get through it, you understand, which actually has to do with certificates, and we all know it has to do with your CV and all that. Exactly. So some people came with the mindset of getting a benefit through certificates and all that.
Exactly.
So when such people come with such kind of intentions, you don't expect them to work to expectation.
Sure.
When you're coming to an association, you come with an intention.
Sure.
And when you have been selected or elected as an executive, you are there for a purpose.
Sure.
But some, were not serving that purpose. Some people think from the day that they swore in office. You've never seen them active in any of the activities. In fact, even the normal members were more active than them.
Than the executive.
You understand? So these two things, combined, really affected the association. So that is why, when we came into power, you understand, I told them, this time around, we have to change the directives. In order for us to be successful, we need to learn. Fine, we know, when we brought our action plans in 2019, then COVID came before implementing the action plan.
It hit.
Then the COVID hit, and then we were unable to implement most of the action plan until the year. In fact, we were even late to hand over to the interim executive. So now we have to learn from that. It's a learning point for us.
Sure.
We don't just have to sit and blame people, because the nursing institutions are still active. They are still learning is taking place in every nursing institution. So we have recruitment of nurses continuously.
Sure.
So we actually, the association doesn't have to die. So we have to start from scratch. So that is why we brought our action plan. And one of the most important thing is to pay a courtesy call to all these institutions one by one. You understand? To be able to, so that we can be able to bring back hope into the association and put the association back online. Like you said, the association at some point, or as at now, I will say at the SRN school, we have only one class that will at least have a clue about the association. At the SEN school, I'm not sure there's even a class
that knows about the association. I think they've just heard about the...
they've just heard, because when a new badge is recruited, at the SEN school, the principal, because we thank them very much, some of their principal and their tutors, because they've been executive members of the association before, so, they are always, there for the association. You understand? So they inform them about it. But notwithstanding, they've not had any single activity, and they've not been taking part, into any single Gamsna activity. You understand? So it's a great concern, you understand, for everybody. So we, the executive, deemed it necessary that we need to pay them a courtesy call, and that's why we went, and put the information back to them, listen to them, and know their problems and their concerns. So that actually help us to actually know what their problems are. And I will tell you, I can be very happy to tell you that we are definitely moving on the right direction to make sure such things don't happen again, because our tenure will end. So long as we are nursing students, we are expected to graduate and serve the country. So we want to leave a legacy behind. When you graduate, you want anybody that is coming behind to continue the same process. You understand? If there is no other issue. Hadn't been we were prepared enough. The association has been, progressing from 1995 to date. Then, we wouldn't have, even if COVID came, some issues will, wouldn't have happened. You understand? But then, these are some of the issues
that are involved. Thank you very much for that. And moving on to the next question to the president. We've learned that an association cannot exist without money that is funded. And what happened is, this is an association covering 4 sister schools as of now. You understand? And we are expecting even more. And the most important part is the finance, to be able to implement the social activity or the activities on the agendas of the association. Can you tell us in what way does the association benefit in terms of fundings to implement the activities?
Yeah, how you generate
funds.
Thank you for that. First, the first point here that you should know is that GAMSNA, all the students that are part of GAMSNA, they pay dues. They pay their GAMSNA dues. These are monthly dues that are paid to the school. So it is one of the ways that we generate funds. And like I also said, GAMSNA have partners, existing partners. And we're in the process of re-establishing everything that we had with them. These are people that help, that bring in a lot of cash to GAMSNA. We were not in contact with them this whole while during the dormant GAMSNA days. But we're ready to get back to them, tell them that the association was somehow dead, but now we're here to resuscitate it back. So in that process, we see how best they can help us and how best we can also give back to them, because it's a give and take process. So we're ready. We're committed to serving humanity in all aspects.
Sure.
So
those are the major ways.
Those are the ways that we generate. And if anyone, any institution that is watching us now wants to partner with GAMSNA, we are ready to do it.
Sure.
We are ready to.
I believe I am confident with what I see in the spirit of unionism among you, the executives. And now taking the Siring to the deltoid. As the secretary, we believe we have major activities that are coming on the way. Can you shed on more light on what are some of the incoming activities that you have in plan and how do you want to implement them among the sister schools involved?
Okay, thank you very much. Quickly, I will take you back to the question you raised to Jan.
Sure.
Raising funds have been a very serious issue when it comes to GAMSNA.
Exactly.
You understand? And this is an association that is a non-profitable association. We don't have to go and tell people we need money to be able to pay our members. That is why initially, even students, they usually pay their dues. A monthly due of $5. You understand? And even with that, we've seen to it that the association is not even giving enough to students, even with that $5. You understand? If you could recall, like before, when you serve as an executive after your tenure, you're given a certificate through those students' dues. You understand? But now we feel that when students pay their dues and they are part of the association, they take part in the activities of the association, then they need to be certified. So meaning. What students are contributing when it comes to dues, because the certificate alone can actually the price of the certificate, So the certificate, alone, the cost of the certificate is more than what they expected to pay. You understand? So you can see, but entirely. We have partners. We have partners like GRTS, that is the Gambia Radio and Television Services. They were our partners, you understand? Because we used to go there for health screening, and then they have been very, very influential. They've been supporting us financially, and they've been really supporting us. Gambia Port Authority, they've also been our very, very good partners. GRA, you understand? And some individuals. I will not forget. There was one lady called Madam Fatajo, one Baba Fatajo at Nawek. His wife. Has been very, very instrumental when it comes to raising funds and then providing equipment for our health screening and all that. She has been very, very helpful for us. So these are some of the things. So coming back to your question, we have series of activities that are on the agenda. But what we did was when we came to power, when we came to office, we assigned every single ministry to actually come up with an action plan. Because every executive have their own way of implementing your own programs and policies. So this time around, we request for action plan from everybody. So because we don't want to see any executive member, being left behind. We want everybody to be included. You understand?
Yeah.
So all the ministries came up with their action plans. Yeah. So we prioritize, because remember, we have only 1 year to serve.
Sure.
And that 1 year also, we have holidays and all that in between. Yeah. So it's a very, very fast journey. Sure. You understand? For us to cover. So.
And you inherited late.
And we inherited late as well.
Yeah.
So this is also some of the things. So, but when people came up with their action plan, because of course we know there are some activities that you cannot omit them, like the health summit.
Yeah.
The health summit is is something that we cannot omit.
It's one of the major activities.
It's one of the major activities. You understand? It comes usually at the end of the day, where all the schools will meet. All the schools will come together and then have a 3-day session where all the activities will be involved and the financial transactions will be revealed and so many things. Sure. And students will be certified. So this time around, we want to make it a 1 week activity, you understand? Where we will have all the activities involved, and then we will invite a lot of people from the Ministry of Health, because we cannot exclude the Ministry of Health.
Yeah, sure.
We cannot exclude the Director of Nursing. You cannot exclude them, because remember, we are the people that are learning. Tomorrow, we are the very people that are going to be serving in the Ministry of Health.
Those people, yeah, exactly.
You understand? So you cannot. They are not there to stay there. They are also, praying to have very good success, and then competent people that are going to succeed them.
Especially unionism among caterers.
Yes. Yeah. So then, in order for them to be able to control us as nurses, there has to be unionism.
Sure.
For the minister to sit in his office, and be comfortable that in Brickham Hospital, staff there, are trusted and they can work effectively. Yeah. There has to be unionism. Yeah. If the nurses there are not united, I can be seeing a patient and then have a fault on that patient. Sure. When you need to come and cover up for me, you did not cover up for me because there's no unionism. So it all starts from the grassroots, and that is GAMS now. Yeah. You understand? Because we are good. The SCN, the CHN, the BSN, that is the UTG or Iowa, we are all going to be working in one setting as nurses, and the patient that is going to be there will not ask who is the senior here. The patient only needs care. You understand? So you cannot, we cannot omit these people. We cannot omit Ministry of Health, and even the government at large. Yeah. We are each other's partners. Sure. You understand? Sure. So that's why often we knock at their doors. Sure. Even though sometimes, many a times, we have a lot of issues with them. When it comes to supporting us financially or some other things. But then they've been instrumental when it comes to some other issues, like the health summit. Yeah. The Minister of Health, the minister himself, the current minister have been taking part. And previously, the directors have been taking part. The current director of nursing, not long ago, we visited his office and then he welcomed us. So we have to work with them. You understand? Yeah. So, the health summit is one of the activities. And then we also have the health screening activity that has been going on. But previously, how we've been doing it is to visit institutions, like government office, government institutions, like the parastatals and other offices, like GPA, GRA, because these are people who are always busy in office. Sometimes when they go into office, from 8 o'clock, they will close at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And they go home. So, and these are people who were so vulnerable to so many non-communicable diseases. Sure. You understand? So what we did was, we tried to organize health screening activities in various offices. And then it was a success. We went to GRTS, one time GRA, NAWEC even, you understand? They are also our partners. I forgot to mention their names. But then, interestingly, we realized that, through those health screenings, we were able to detect some patients, some people who were living with diabetes, and they did not know. And some were living with hypertension, and they did not know. So all we do is, when we screen them, we refer them to the hospitals. And then, many of them, were lucky because of GAMSNA's intervention. But now we want to take another directive. That is to decentralize the entire activities. Yeah. We want to actually go into the provinces and meet the less privileged people who cannot afford or who will have to travel miles in order to access healthcare delivery. So this time around, Gamsna want to take part. We cannot leave everything in the hands of nurses and doctors. We know that the Ministry of Health are constrained when it comes to nurses.
Yeah.
You understand? They cannot post all the nurses because we all know what is happening. You understand? And then, you know, they cannot also, the hospitals, that patient to nurse to patient ratio is very, very, is very low. It's very limited. You understand? So we want to make sure that people that cannot access the hospitals, or people, if you go to some hospital, you will find a very long queue there.
Yeah.
And not because there are no nurses, but there are nurses and doctors. But then just look at the number of nurses, and then you compare it with the number of patients that are coming at a time.
Sure.
And usually these are patients that will only come for to check their blood pressure or to check their blood sugar, and you have to keep them for a long period of time. You understand? So we feel it necessary that, you know, we will be going to the provinces. Though we are financially constrained, and then we started making courtesy call to offices, and then by the grace of God, we will be. I know, and I'm so optimistic that some people will be willing to support.
Sure.
So we are not trying to say this is the village or that is the village. We took action plan from the health, because we have a health minister who actually, you know, formed a health committee in all the institutions. And luckily we have, you know, Siejen and Mansa Konko is a member, and Bansang is a member. So we'll be able to go deep into some villages, the peripheral villages. Riders for Health are there. They've always been ready. Whenever we knock at their doors, they've always been ready to support us with transportation. So now what we need is, you know, our own effort as student nurses, you understand? So this is also an agenda. So when it comes to bringing students together as well, is also one of the agenda that we are having on the pipeline. And one of the activities we want to do in order to bring students together is on the aspect of sport.
Sure.
Recently, because we have a sport minister in the association. So the sport minister actually currently is organizing a football tournament among the 4 sister schools. That actually will help the association. It will help us to come together and actually listen to each other. Because, you know, one of the key things that is affecting the association as it stands right now is many students are hearing about the association, but they've not been, you know, enlightened about the association. So bringing these things together will actually help us. So the sport, we actually, you know, seeking for support from so many people, football lovers and institutions actually, to help us, because these are people, when they come together, it brings unionism among them, and they are the very people that will be coming to the community in the hospitals with that, you know, the same spirit of unionism and serve our own people. You understand? So we have to support them in any way possible. So these are few of the activities. We have numerous activities. If we want to mention about them all here, we'll spend the entire day here. But like I said, we're going to implement, and anywhere we stop, that's why we have a handing over ceremony. Anywhere we stop, we recommend to the incoming executive, and then they will move with it.
Yeah, I think that was a very nice one. And I would like to congratulate your sport minister and also your health minister, because you've mentioned of a very significant point, that is giving aid to people who are of less privilege, and especially people in the extra perimeter areas. You understand? And it's actually very interesting to know about the school students actually trying to intervene to help some circumstances that disturb the healthcare delivery. And coming back to the president, a major activity is coming, as he said, that is the sport. And students are charged, each sister school is charged $4,000 to participate in the sport. Those that involves the transporting the student, because it's a major question asked among student nurses, or it involves only the participation fee?
No, it involves the transportation, participation, and their upkeep. Yeah, throughout the 2 days.
It's a 2 days.
Yeah, it's a 2-day sporting event. Yeah.
So where are they going to be accommodated? Because it has to be overnight.
Sure. We're working on that. A venue has already been selected. That is the Jarosoma football field.
Okay.
We feel that it is going to be a neutral ground where the people from Banjul, Bansang, and Mansa Konko can all meet. And yes, so Gamsna is responsible for everything. after their payment.
What of the accommodation? I mean, like, since it's 2 days, we expect them to pass a night through.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
we cannot say that we will just lodge them around a football pitch. There should be a house and something that will top over.
Yes, and it has been discussed at executive level.
Sure.
And we are working towards it. Sure. We want to give them a very good accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to put our student nurses at risk of anything. So, yeah. It's going to be a good accommodation, inshallah.
So, what of the partners involved in it? Because we've mentioned that one of the major things that you people as an association actually come through is the financial problem. You understand? And we expect that these $4,000 will not be sufficient to host the 4 schools. Because what happened is, since you mentioned of a significant point, that is the upkeep, I believe it involves the feeding.
Absolutely.
You understand? So $4,000 is, let's take example for the 2 sister schools, that is the university and the School of Nursing, being transported. The to and fro will cost more than $4,000. So we're not mentioning of the loan fee, we've not mentioned of the feeding, we have not mentioned of the place, the accommodation, and the charges that will come subsequently. So do you have a partner who is actually trying to come in and aid, or you're just taking everything from the pocket? Money.
Yeah. This is going to be an event that is going to be next month. So we feel that we have some few weeks to discuss with our partners. We were having courtesy calls. We'll be making courtesy calls to our partners, and we would discuss about this sporting event that we'll be having next month. From there, we would see how best they'll be able to help. We're hopeful because they've never disappointed us. We're hopeful yet again that we will be supported, and when that happens, everything will fall into place.
That one will be a major achievement.
Absolutely.
When the GAMSNA, because what happened is everybody from a sister school knows how you people came up. Because we went up to the extent that people actually trying to sign up because they were like other schools actually trying to go away. Because we've noticed that over the years the University of the Gambia was not part because due to reasons that actually come into play, and they decided to actually take them out, or they willingly take them out. I'm very sure of it. But your executives have tremendously tried in bringing back everything. Because what happened is, I was never even expecting GAMSNA to come up to this point. But I am also very confident of the executives that we have, not especially you 2 people sacrificing, and it wasn't easy. Remember, leaving the combos every weekend to the other plan. So apart from that, do you have any plan or anything that you are actually targeting at, which is of a major event that will promote the unionism, apart from the GAMSNA summit and also the football tournament and with the screening? Any order?
Actually, these are some of the main important things. But then, as far as our tenure is concerned, we are actually welcoming a lot of ideas from people, and these school visits that we do is not only intended to be happening like annually, like it is something that will be happening quarterly as we intend. You understand? And also we have platforms where we discuss, where all the nursing students are included, and we discuss some of our activities there. You understand? So actually it depends on the executive. Like I said, we have an action plan, and some of the action plan, you understand, we some of the things we have on the action plan
have already been implemented.
Have already been implemented, and some cannot be implemented, to be honest. They are brilliant ideas, but then imagine having only one year. You understand?
To cover
up all these things. So it's usually
I will call it a GAMSNA for working. I think the next executive will invite.
This GAMSNA actually, to be honest with you, like I told them, because how some of us came into power was, through some other people's recommendation that the association is about to die. We need some of you people to come
back,
and that's why most of us were not even voted in. You understand? So therefore, we need to work. You understand? It's time for us to work and bring the association back to life. Then the other ones can continue, even though they will also have to work, but they will have less work to do. You understand? So this time around, we will not be having some of these activities. Of course, we are organizing them because if you don't bring students together, you actually cannot implement some of your some of your things that you want to
I
implement?
think over the years, we even had among nurses the glory days that they normally have. Because what happened is nurses who are even working in the health facility cannot actually believe of what happened. Because what happened is, if you mention of student nurses, they will just mention of Gamsna. And this brought my attention to a letter that you wrote regarding one incident that happened. That is, when the nurses embark on strike. Yeah, we saw a memo signed by you that no students should report to any facility in it. And we want to understand, because as part of the implementations or the responsibility of the GAMSNA is actually protecting the welfare and the rights of the students. So what do you have to say about that incident?
Yes.
That happened when you were an assistant secretary?
Yes, I was the assistant secretary, and then I was the one that wrote that letter, and then it was shared among all the sister schools.
Yeah.
Basically, when the nurses embarked on that strike, obviously, we know nursing students are attached to trained nurses in nursing institutions, in hospitals, to actually work on. You understand? And it came to our notice that when the nurses were on strike, some student nurses will go and then try to be fine. It's good, to have empathy for patients.
Sure.
It's good to be supportive. But you are a nursing student who is undergoing, a training, and you did not finish. If something happens, you cannot back yourself. And we have a nursing council in this country. They will not back you because they did not give you the nursing license. You understand? So that is why, obviously, we passed that memo, because we've realized that nursing students are going to hospitals and helping students and helping our patients. And obviously, if I have the opportunity, I will help, but not in that capacity.
Independent.
You understand? You cannot do things independently as a nursing student. And this is not only during that strike. We keep telling our members that whenever you go for practicals, or even not for practicals, whenever you go to the hospitals, you are not licensed to practice. Do not do anything that is not under your jurisdiction.
Above supervision, You
understand? You have to do everything under supervision. And that is why that memo was passed. Of course, some few people, some few critics, started saying, all of you people are against the government or whatsoever. But the government, the people, the minister himself, and some of the people that are in the government, they know actually this is the right thing. They actually know that the nursing students, should not do things independently, because that will bring a lot of things back to the government. So we don't want to go to that level. You understand? That is why when the then president, Omar Sawane, he called me and then we discussed at executive level, and this was a unanimous agreement. Usually when something comes to the executive, we discuss. Some people agree and some people disagree. But this one, when it was passed to the executive, every executive member agreed. And thank God, when we send the message to every nursing institution, to their presidents, they all accepted it, and then they stayed behind. You understand? So and that is something that we will continue doing. We don't pray for strikes to happen, but even without strikes, we are strictly urging all nursing students not to practice independently. Not even in pharmacies. Do not practice independently. Follow your rights, and then do things accordingly, so that you are protected. This is also going to help you, to prepare you to be a better nurse. Because even if you are a nurse, through your license, you have a jurisdiction. You have a limit. You understand? And as a nursing student, you have a limit. So obviously, this is something that is going to prepare you as well. So we do not regret such. And then, even if whatsoever happens again, we are strictly going to advise our members to
not this is from it.
This is
from such. Moving fast to the president, Honorable. In a minute, can you tell us, because you visited the CHN school and also you have heard on them and the SAN school as well, what are the major challenges that they actually receive or they actually told you, and in what way do you think you can actually help us?
Thank you. It was on my mind. I wanted to speak it when Banja was talking at length about the challenges that these schools were facing. One of the notable things that we found at the SEN school, that is School for Enrolled Nursing, was the quality of the water there that they were drinking was not good at all. It was bad. Like the water had a color. I don't know like what happened, but that is the water that they drink there, and which was not hygienic at all. We contacted the principal to ask him, and he said it has been there for a very long time now, and we're working. I think I spoke to the SG because I was with the SG at the time there when we were on tour, and he suggested a company that we could write to, and also we involved the Ministry of Health to also alert them that this is what was going on at the SEN school. So we're working on that currently to make sure that the water system there is changed for the better, so that it is going to be hygienic. To avoid health complications.
Consumable.
In the long run. We also went to the CHN school. As we know, there is no dormitory at the CHN school. Even though they told us that work has begun, we as GAMSNA, we want to make sure that the work there is expedited. We need all nursing students to be placed in dormitories. So that, because we're here to foster unionism, we would also involve the ministry and all the partners that are working towards it to make sure that the work there is expedited, and we make sure that all students of the CHN school are put in good conditions
and also suitable for land. And also, we are at the tail end of the program. We've just been alerted we have less than 2 minutes to leave the studio. In a minute or less than that, can you give us your concluding remark?
My conclusion, just quickly, he mentioned a very, very important thing. I have to be fast with that. But then, I know people are watching, you understand. At the SEN school and the CHN school, the conditions there are not so favorable. Especially at the SEN school, water has been a problem. I've been there, and that problem has been there since. And as we speak currently, the water that they're drinking, if you see from the gallon, you will not want to drink it. Actually, it's a very, very frustrating situation there. You understand? So we are appealing to everybody. These are nurses that are going to serve. You cannot be serving people when your kidneys have already failed. You understand? And when you graduate, you are expected to go and serve the commission. So please, I'm appealing to everybody who wants to support. And also the CHN school, they travel a very, very long distance to be able to get to the school. You understand? And also, if there are dormitories, we understand that the dormitories are being, there are dormitories that they are building. We are appealing for more support, you understand, and in fact even transportation, to be able to transport them, you understand. Basically, we need dormitories. We need all students to be put in dormitories. Even the SRN school, we understand only the second year students and the third year students are put in dormitories. If there is space, please, we are appealing so that we will not be facing so much problem in traveling. Usually we travel, the SRN students from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Some people will reach in Brikama at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, preparing to come back to school the next day. So we are appealing to the government and individuals who might be willing to help, because health is everyone's business. So you invest in health, you are preparing, for a better country, for a better Gambia. So thank you very much.
Yes, a concluding remark in.
Yes, like Banja said, health is everyone's business. These are student nurses who are training to serve the society and humanity at large. So a help for them is a help for all. So thank you all.
We are almost concluding. This is the end of the show. These are my guests today. I will first like to actually thank them for coming and also honoring the invitation. These gentlemen are really trying, and they are helping the sister schools and also the student nurses who are coming. So on that note, I would like to thank Mr. Sise and Mr. Banja for honoring this invitation. We would like to say thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, Mr.
And also the last thank, or the final compliment, will goes to the staff and the management of the Better Future Production for always being behind this show and helping people to actually come in and learn about their health. Remember, it's your right for it's a right for education, and it's your right for your health. On that note, we would like to thank you all. I was your host, Muhammad Ali Ubari. Till we come your way next week, Monday, from the hours of 2:30 to 3:30. It's a goodbye from us. Thank you.
Okay.